The steel door slammed shut with a sound like thunder. Clang. The noise echoed down the hallway and then vanished, like it was swallowed by the walls. Marcus Hale stood alone in a small concrete box. No window. No clock. No voice. A guard's words still rang in his head. Solitary confinement. For life. Welcome to ADX Florence. The light above Marcus buzzed softly. The bed was a slab of concrete. The toilet was metal and cold. The door had no handle on the inside. Just a narrow slot where food would slide in twice a day without a face attached to it. Marcus pressed his hand against the wall. It did not feel real. Life. Alone. Forever. He opened his mouth to scream, but stopped. Because he suddenly realized something far worse. No one was coming to explain how he ended up here. And that was when the silence truly began. How did a man end up buried alive in the most feared prison in America? It did not start in this cell. Years earlier, Marcus Hale was just another name in a long list of smart kids who made bad choices. He grew up in Ohio in a quiet town with clean streets and friendly neighbors. His mom worked nights at a hospital. His dad left early. Marcus learned to be alone young, but not this alone. He was good with numbers. Very good. By age 16 he could break into computers faster than most adults could turn them on. At first it was harmless, school systems, fake report cards, silly pranks. Marcus felt powerful, like he could control the world without anyone seeing him. That feeling changed him. In his 20s Marcus moved to Denver. He met the wrong people in the right places. Men with calm voices and dark eyes who paid in cash and asked no questions. They did not call what they did crime. They called it business. Marcus built systems. Encrypted messages. Hidden money trails. Nothing violent. Nothing bloody. At least that's what he told himself. But crime has a way of growing teeth. One night a deal went wrong. Police lights flooded a warehouse. Shouting. Running. Someone fell. Someone didn't get back up. Marcus did not pull a trigger, but the system he built made it possible. That was enough. The trial was fast and quiet. The words, national security, were whispered. Files were sealed. Marcus barely understood the charges, only the result. Transfer to ADX Florence. The prison of no return. Now back in the present, Marcus sat on his concrete bed, staring at the wall. He tried to count seconds, but time slipped through his fingers. Somewhere far away, another door slammed. Somewhere, another man disappeared into silence. Marcus thought of his mother. Of the sky. Of sound. Then a sharp buzz broke the quiet. The food slot opened. But instead of a tray, a folded piece of paper slid inside. Marcus froze. In a place where nothing was supposed to speak to him, something just had. Marcus stared at the folded paper like it might bite him. Notes were not allowed in ADX Florence. Talking was not allowed. Even looking at another prisoner was rare. This place was built to erase people, not pass messages. Slowly Marcus picked it up. The paper had only 5 words written in shaky pencil. Stay awake. They are listening. His heart began to pound. Marcus looked up at the ceiling, then at the walls. Cameras were everywhere in this prison. Microphones too. He crumpled the note and flushed it down the metal toilet, his hands shaking. Who wrote it? And why him? For the rest of the day Marcus did nothing but sit on his bed. He did not sleep. He did not eat. Every small sound felt loud. Every buzz of the light felt like eyes watching him blink. Later the door slot opened again. A tray slid in. No note this time. Just gray food with no smell. Marcus ate slowly, forcing himself to stay calm. Days passed. Or maybe weeks. Time did not work the same here. Every day was the same. 23 hours in the cell. 1 hour alone in a small concrete yard with walls so high he could not see the sky. No voices. No faces. Just footsteps and silence. But Marcus noticed something strange. Whenever he closed his eyes for too long, the buzzing light would flicker brighter. When he whispered to himself, the air vent above him would hiss louder, like a warning. They really are listening, he thought. During 1 yard hour, Marcus saw something he had not seen in a long time. Another prisoner. The man was thin, pale, and walked slowly with his hands behind his back. His eyes met Marcus's for just 1 second. That was all it took. The man tapped his own temple twice. Then the guards shouted and the moment was gone. That night Marcus could not stop thinking. About the note. About the man. About the system he built years ago. About the secrets he still carried in his head. Secrets the government wanted buried. Marcus began tapping lightly on the wall once each night. Not loud. Just enough to feel alive. He didn't expect an answer. On the 4th night he got one. Tap, tap. Marcus held his breath. Tap, tap, tap. Someone was there. They tapped back and forth, slow and careful, like children passing notes in class. Marcus learned the pattern quickly. The man next door was named Daniel Reed. Former intelligence. Life sentence. Same place. Same silence. Daniel tapped one message that made Marcus's stomach drop. They put us here because we know too much. Marcus leaned his forehead against the wall. His crime was not just what he did, but what he remembered. The next morning, guards came early. Too early. The door opened fully, something Marcus had never seen before. 4 guards stood there. No words. Just orders. Hands behind your back. They dragged Marcus down a long white hallway. Past doors. Past screams that sounded like they came from inside the walls. They stopped at a darker door. One Marcus had heard rumors about. The guard leaned close and said softly, "You're being moved." The door opened. And Marcus realized solitary confinement was about to get much worse. The new cell was smaller. Marcus felt it the moment he stepped inside. The walls were closer. The ceiling felt lower, like it was pressing down on his head. There was no yard time listed on the door. No schedule at all. This was deeper inside ADX Florence. The guards uncuffed him and left without a word. The door closed slower this time, as if it wanted Marcus to understand something. Clang. The light here never dimmed. It did not buzz. It stayed bright, white and sharp, burning his eyes even when he closed them. The bed was still concrete but narrower. The toilet was right beside it. No space to walk more than 2 steps. Marcus sat down and tried to breathe. "This is still solitary," he whispered. "I can survive this." But this was not the same solitary. Hours passed. Maybe days. Marcus slept in short pieces, waking up every time his body forgot where it was. Each time he woke, the light was still there. Watching. Food came at random times now. Sometimes twice a day. Sometimes once. Sometimes not at all. When Marcus knocked on the door, nothing happened. No answers. No voices. He began to talk to himself just to hear sound. He told stories about his childhood. About riding his bike. About his mother's laugh. He counted numbers in his head. He replayed old songs without singing them out loud. Still, the silence grew heavier. One day Marcus heard something new. Crying. It was faint, like it was coming from far away, but it was real. A man crying. Not loud. Just broken. The sound slipped through the vents and wrapped around Marcus's chest. Then it stopped. Marcus pressed his ear to the wall. Nothing. That night, Marcus dreamed he was free. He dreamed he was standing under the sky. When he woke up, the light burned his eyes, and the walls reminded him the dream was a lie. That was when the voice spoke. "Marcus Hale." He jumped up so fast he slipped and hit the wall. "Who's there?" he shouted. No guard stood at the door. No face appeared. The voice came from everywhere and nowhere. "You are here for life," the voice said calmly. "Solitary confinement for life." Marcus's hands shook. "Why?" he asked. "I followed the rules." There was a pause. "Because your mind is dangerous," the voice replied. After that, the test began. The light turned off for hours, then snapped back on without warning. Loud alarms screamed in the middle of his sleep. Cold air blasted through the vent until his teeth chattered. Then heat followed, thick and heavy. Marcus screamed. He begged. He promised silence. Nothing stopped. Days later, Marcus noticed his thoughts slipping. He forgot simple words. He talked to shadows. He argued with the wall. Then he saw something carved into the corner of the cell. Small. Hidden. 4 words scratched into the concrete. "This is forever." Marcus dropped to his knees. As he stared at the words, the light suddenly shut off completely. For the first time since arriving at ADX Florence, Marcus was left in total darkness. And something moved inside the cell with him. Marcus held his breath in the darkness. He could not see his hands. He could not see the walls. The light that never turned off was gone, and the silence felt thicker than ever. His heart beat so loud he thought the prison could hear it. "Hello," he whispered. Something shifted near the corner of the cell. Marcus crawled backward until his back hit the cold wall. His mind raced. ADX Florence was built so prisoners were always alone. Always. That was the rule. Then a soft voice spoke. "It's just me. Don't scream." Marcus froze. "Who are you?" he asked. "A ghost," the voice said with a sad laugh. "At least that's what this place turns us into." The light snapped back on. The cell was empty. Marcus blinked hard. His hands shook. He checked every corner. Nothing. No one. Just him, the bed, and the words carved into the wall. This is forever. You're losing your mind, Marcus told himself. That's what they want. The voice came back, calmer now, inside his head. No. You're remembering. Memories rushed in. The systems he built. The secrets he locked away in his mind when files were taken from him. Names. Codes. Doors that could still be opened. Marcus finally understood. ADX Florence was not punishing him for what he did. They were burying him for what he knew. The next day, guards arrived again. They pulled Marcus out and took him to a white room with a single chair. No windows. No warmth. A man in a suit sat across from him. Plain. Quiet. Smiling. You can leave this place, the man said gently. Marcus laughed. It sounded broken. No one leaves ADX Florence. The man leaned forward. You can. If you help us. Marcus closed his eyes. He thought of the crying man. Of Daniel Reed. Of the words in the cell. Of the voice in the dark. And if I don't? Marcus asked. The man stood up. Then you return to solitary confinement. For life. Marcus opened his eyes. I already live there, he said. The man left without another word. Marcus was taken back to his cell. The door closed. The light stayed on. The silence returned. Days passed. Marcus stopped talking. Stopped tapping. Stopped hoping. But inside his head something changed. He stopped fighting the quiet. He used it. Marcus rebuilt his mind like a puzzle. He hid his thoughts where no one could reach them. He learned how to sleep with his eyes open. How to think without words. How to survive without sound. ADX Florence won his body. But not his mind. Years later, a new prisoner was placed in the cell beside his. That night, a soft tapping touched the wall. Tap, tap. Marcus did not answer. He lay on his concrete bed, staring at the light, knowing the truth at last. Solitary confinement for life was not about locking a man away. It was about seeing how long it took before the world forgot he was ever human.